Guys, I just got in the Ode Brew Grinder from Fellow. This thing is amazing, and I can't wait to show it to you. The only thing I hate more than bad coffee is a cheesy YouTube intro. So let's get started. Hi there. So this thing, first of all, is packaged incredibly well. It's beautiful, super minimal design, of course, by Fellow. It's kind of their style. Dusting brush here, pretty sweet. Cute little guy, huh? He's a cute little guy. We're gonna use that little guy. Ooh. We got our little grounds cup here, separate. I like it. So one of my biggest gripes with the coffee industry in general has been grinders are usually hideous. There are a ton of them that'll do a really good job, but they're all gross looking. Like, they look gross. You buy this nice brewing equipment and all this cool fancy gear, and then you got this ugly grinder sitting next to it on your counter. So when Fellow came out with the Ode, I was so excited. And now that I'm looking at this puppy in real life, I love it. Like, just the initial impressions, I mean, the thing is sleek. It's gorgeous. There's not a bunch of buttons and knobs and like digital interfaces. It's got one big old fat knob right on the front, and it's got one little button. I love it. I love it. Got a beautiful little guide here under the lid. So when you're grinding, you know how to set your preferences. I can't tell you how many times I had to Google the setting to put on my specific grinder for a specific brew method. That's awesome to have it right there. That's cool. Oh, oh baby. I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a little catch here for the grind cup when you're sliding it in. So you know you're in the right spot. It just kind of, oh, so nice. Little magnet catch. Make sure it's there. Love a magnet catch. Come on. Okay, you guys, check this out. When you plug it in, you get a little beep beep. You hear that? A little beep beep. I love a beep beep. Something to tell you this thing's on. You know, you don't have to question, is this thing on? Is this thing off? You got a beep beep. Now you know. So this is a super minimalistic functionality offered by the Ode. It's as simple as putting in the amount of beans you want ground, setting your coarseness, and then pressing this little button on the front. And it's going to automatically grind everything that's in the hopper. So there's no settings to automate timing or anything like that. You'll have to pre-weigh your beans, and then it'll automatically grind everything through. You'll know you have exactly how much you want, and then you can brew with that bean. So today we're going to be testing with an incredible coffee from our friends over at Junto. Shout out to Junto. They're an incredible roaster with beautifully delicious coffees. Deliciously beautiful coffees. Either one you want, they both apply. So let's see, I want to brew on a pour over, which according to this is between 2 and 5. I like my coffee a little stronger, so let's go on the 3 route just to see. Let's see this little magnet catch in action. Oh. So once everything's in, you're just going to press this button. This is one of the quietest grinders I've ever heard. Like, I knew I was getting something really cool and something designed well and something that will last. I wasn't honestly expecting the silence. Like, that is amazing. Right now, the grinder I use at home, I often make coffee in the mornings while my children are sleeping. And one of my daughters has this big giant teddy bear. And I'll take the teddy bear and I'll wrap it around the grinder and literally hug it and then turn it on so I can grind without waking up my family. It's like a silencer, teddy bear muffler silencer. I don't think I'd need anything with this. Like, this thing is so quiet. I am amazed at how quiet it is. Honestly, the beep beep, remember the beep beep? that's probably louder than the grind. So as long as you don't plug it in the mornings, you aren't going to wake up your family, and that's a good thing because your family needs that rest. They need to sleep. They had a hard day yesterday. So one thing you don't want to forget is after you grind, you can hit this little knocker they have here. It's got a nice solid feel to it. It's going to help get those last bit of grinds out of there so you don't have as much of a mess when you're done. So this is something I was concerned about when I went for the white model. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Is it gorgeous? Yes, it's gorgeous. But I knew that the grounds would make an unholy mess every time I ground. And unfortunately, despite the good design of the cup and the lid, it is leaking some grounds onto the machine, which it's white. It stands out a lot more. It's not the end of the world by any means, but it is something to consider. Hey, but you know what? You got a brush. Hey, you got a brush. All right, and this brush is gonna do wonders cleaning this thing off. If you're a clean freak like myself, that could bother you. And then as far as the actual grounds go, oh man, this coffee is so good. Nothing too crazy going on, no big chunks. You got a nice even ground. That's gonna make an exceptional Chemex is what that's gonna do. In summary, this is a gorgeous, beautiful piece of machinery. I get the sense that it'll last a long time. The user experience is beautiful. The touches, the design, sitting on the countertop, it's going to be a showstopper and a conversation piece without a doubt. It works perfectly. The grinds are going to be right every time. I feel confident in that. The only drawback is the price. I mean, for a home grinder, it is expensive. It comes in at $2.99. And there's actually an upgrade for an even higher quality burr grinder, and it's $4.85. Now these are pretty big numbers, especially if you're just getting into good quality coffee. But I will say this, what you'll probably end up doing, especially if you're just getting into coffee, is you'll probably buy junky stuff and then you'll replace it with slightly better, you'll replace it with slightly better. And over the span of a couple years, you're gonna end up right here. So my only recommendation is to just skip the line and go with the high quality thing. You will never need another grinder. It will do a perfect job and it'll look super, super sexy sitting on your counter. Oh, hey, hope you enjoyed the video. If so, subscribe. If not, get yourself onto Starbucks and have a nice venti frappuccino.